most people I know use ChatGPT as a Google search. What's your take on it?
Well, that's where we begin. A lot of things where we talk about how AI tools have a lot of misconceptions. And the first myth where people start using AI tools or LLMs as a replacement for Google or Google search, that's absolutely incorrect. And that's something which we talk about not doing. Because fundamentally, you've got to have a little bit of an understanding where we talk about our Gen AI tools, what's happening, and what's the kind of evolution from AI. And without that understanding, we kind of misuse one tool for the other. We try to replace something which we are very comfortable with something new which has come in. But things like that, where we talk about, that people are using ChatGPT, which is an LLM in place of Google search, completely wrong.
Okay, LLM, you need to tell us what it is. Large language model, right?
Absolutely.
And how does it work? Why it should never be used as a Google search? Can you explain that for us?
If you look at GPT, the element of ChatGPT which you talk about, that is a pure large language model. It is trained on a whole set of databases to work on languages, and it has got nothing to do with search or a search engine. Google is completely
just to
a search
pause you
engine.
here, basically when you say large language model, there's certain data sets which has been keyed in, and whatever we do is going to pull out from that data set and only give you.
Absolutely.
It's not necessarily searching the world and giving you the right answer.
Completely.
Or the top answer. So it's from a set data set.
So the example I try and use is, it sounds complicated and most people don't get it, saying that, hey, so think about yourself as your undergrad student, right? You go through college, you use your textbooks in college as data sets. Over 3 years, you use the data sets to train yourself on certain skills. Now, if you're going for a commerce course, you train yourself on accounting skills, economic skills, commerce skills. And if you're in a science, you do that, so on and so forth, respectively. And once you're out of college, you don't carry your textbooks around with you, do you?
Correct.
You don't carry the data set which you used, but you use the data set to train yourself and you acquired a skill. And that's precisely how we've done these models. We gave it a very large data sets, which is called pre-trained data. The model acquired the skill of a language, and the model can construct answers as a probabilistic model on language. It does not carry its data with it. When you need data, you got to provide data, or it has to go and figure out the data with it. And there are a number of ways and systems in which we talk about that.
Yeah, so that's why in ChatGPT, it reads word by word and figures out the next word. Can you explain how that works?
So all of these large language models, and these language models also, to give you a bit of a landscape, ChatGPT, the GPT itself is one model, and that's very similar to Gemini's model, very similar to Grok. So all of these, I think of them as different brands of a model. And once you know how one model works, you understand exactly all the spectrum of what happens. And once you have a skill of operating one model, you can transfer that skill across various models. So when you talk about the large language models, their whole purpose they've been using a technology, deep learning technology. They've taken all these data sets in the world, trained themselves to do only one job and one job only, to predict what's the next word. Think of ourselves as human beings, right? When we talk to each other, when I'm talking right now, how am I constructing words? How am I constructing sentences? I don't think in full sentences right now. I'm coming to you word by word.
Correct.
And that's precisely the skill we wanted to train the models. So the models have used all these data sets to train on that skill, and the model actually constructs the answer word by word. So it is a probabilistic word synthesizer. It's a language model. It's amazingly, seemingly intelligent because it works on your input, constructs the answer, and gives the output.
Okay.
So very interesting ways in which it works, and very different from being a search engine, very different from being anything else. And therefore, we always talk about saying that, large language models is a skill which a model has learned. Use it for skill and not for knowledge. Knowledge is a different system and different tools which you need to bring about.
Okay, don't use ChatGPT for knowledge.
Absolutely. Any of the LLMs.
Okay, any of the LLMs. Okay.